Hey, Rosebud.
How are you?
I'm good. Question for you.
Yeah.
What if our marriage had an expiration date?
Like,
What if we only had a set amount of years when we got married to where that contract essentially would come up for renewal, and we could make a decision whether we would say, yep, we want to keep going on, and we would celebrate that and then sign on for another 4 years, or we'd say, nope, yep, we're not going to renew. We're going to move on. We're going to be our individual people, and there'd be a path forward for that.
interesting.
Yeah, we'll stick around because that is what we're going to hear. And we're going to hear why some people think this could revolutionize love and commitment as we know it.
All right.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
absolutely. And to the Do We Have To crew, welcome to another episode of Do We Have To, a Marriage Podcast. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Emily.
This is Not Actual Family Studios production. Executive producer, Colin Schmedium Maskell. And we got a wonderful show today, guys. Not only will we be talking about the viral video that Bino put out there in regards to throwing out this idea that we move to contractual periods of time when it comes to marriage, similar to what they do when an athlete is under contract for an NFL or an NBA team or any type of professional sport.
Yeah.
And why people are kind of going nuts about that. And we're going to talk about what the pros and the cons will be of that. And Emily and I are just going to make a decision whether it should happen or not. And I think then we should just follow that blindly. And that's how we should treat marriage going forward. What do you think?
Well, I mean, technically we did renew our contract.
We did. Yeah. If it was a 4-year contract, we would be on our third renewal now, right?
Yeah.
Going into this year.
Yeah.
First year of the third renewal.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, I don't know if we're going for a fourth.
We're going for 4.
Absolutely. And we got a wonderful show today, guys. Not only we'll be diving into that topic, but we'll also be hitting our 90s nostalgia again. Mm-hmm. We'll also be getting deep. Emily and I will be moving on to our whatever seems like now 100th round of icebreaker. So we're going to knock out an icebreaker card today. And it is going to be a wonderful blow. So sit back, buckle up, and get ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. 90s nostalgia. Now, there's actually not an actual name for our segment.
No.
As we have talked about this more and more. Do we have to, crew? We could use your help on that. Let's get deep. I mean, we could call it a different segment, but I feel like that's got its own name because it's named after a game that we play, right? And I think that's pretty much set. Now, 90s nostalgia itself, I mean, it could be, but it's kind of boring. So go to dowehavето.com, submit a question to the show, or of course you can comment on this episode that will be available, youtube.com/@dowehavetoamarriage podcast. Mm-hmm. Hit us up with a comment. Give us some ideas for names and any one of our socials that we will get to you guys at the end of the show. We like to put out various little shorts and videos of the show to hook you in. Some of you seem to enjoy that. Some will, others do not. Feel free to comment on there as well. And hashtag it 90s nostalgia.
Because 90s were the best time.
They really were. Emily and I are babies of the 80s, but we were kids and teenagers of the 90s. Mm-hmm. And as you know, and as you see on social media now all the time, there's just people wishing they could go back. And that's why Emily liked to take you back. And what we like to do is we like to attack the week that we're doing the podcast. We like to go back and what events occurred, what were people doing. Anything and everything is free game to be included in the 90s. But I will say, last week on our show, we did a pro wrestling piece of history of 90s, and people went fucking nuts about it. It was our most viewed video.
I wasn't. I don't understand.
It got the most likes last week. It got the most viewed video because people that was a.
I didn't understand that there were that many wrestling fans.
There's a lot of wrestling fans in general in the world, but that period of time during wrestling, number one, culturally, we were completely different. Jesus Christ, these cancel fuckers now, I can't even imagine how they would respond to this shit that was on TV back when we were kids.
I don't know.
But it was a lot of fun to watch pro wrestling back in especially the late 90s.
Yeah, I never did.
Yeah. So, go back. Last week's episode, we tackled when Stone Cold Steve Austin had his neck actually broken in the ring. This really happened. This is not a storyline. It occurred.
Sounds awful.
Colin did a great job splicing the video in as we were discussing that wildly.
Our executive producer stepped up his game.
He's on it. Yeah. He's throwing in images. There's videos everywhere. It's dare say, looks professional.
Kicking ass.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Congrats, Uncle Colin, on a beautifully made episode last week.
Yeah.
So this week we're diving into essentially the week of the 8th through, I don't know, the 16th. ChatGPT, you know, I say a week. Does it literally listen? Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does not.
No.
So first things first, product, which I thought was hilarious that came out. This was like the biggest thing. ChatGPT was like, I've got one for you. Guess what came out this week in the 90s? Bino. Apparently, Bino had made its mark on AI. Artificial intelligence is like, really? A pill that can make you less gassy? We have to talk about this on the podcast. But apparently, it was so revolutionary. It was on so many websites that this week in history, Bino was created.
Never would have known.
So, dietary supplement designed to reduce gas and bloating was released in 1990. Beautifully, as you can see on the image here, it looks fantastic, and the effective marketing of it called Bino. I guess just the naming of it. I guess. I mean, when you think of gas pill, that's how you used to say it. It would be like when you talk about like a cookie, you say, well, no, not a cookie, but like it's one of those things like where you talk about the product, but you call it by the name and not actually what the product is. Bino for a long time was like the gas pill. So like, you don't remember that? I do remember instead of saying like, can I have a gas pill, which I never took them back then I was a kid. But I remember when somebody would refer to like a gas pill, they would say, give me a Bino.
No, I don't remember that.
Okay.
I don't know that I've
Maybe
ever
that's in my
asked
head.
for one.
I just feel like I knew that was like the product for that type of medicine. Because that's what it is. It's medicine, right?
I don't know.
Just
eat better.
Fair enough. Major events, August 11th, 1992, the Mall of America, the largest shopping mall in the U.S., opened in Bloomington, Minnesota. Nice little image of the day that it opened. You're welcome.
I have never been there.
Never been to Mall of America? No, I haven't either. I've seen it. I've seen it from like afar. There's actually not a lot to it. I mean, it reminds me of the Independence Mall, just bigger.
The Independence.
Well, just because of the format. I mean, there's just not a lot to it. It's on a big concrete paradise, and it's kind of out away from everything.
What was the name?
At the time, there wasn't that much built around it when I saw it, but...
What was the name of like the big mall that they built like out in Kansas like didn't last very long?
Big mall they built out in Kansas. Well, there's the only mall I know around here in Kansas is the Overland Park Mall, and that's still there. It's pretty.
No, it was further away.
I think they went a little downhill when the Disney store left, but other than that, it's fine.
It was further away, and it'll come to me at the most inopportune time, but it was like the second
like out in
largest.
Western Kansas?
I don't know how far. No, because we would have, like, we went there like in a day.
Can we disagree though? Malls are fucking awesome. And like, even if they might not be cost effective, like they can be an experience in its own when you just want to walk around one all day, especially an indoor mall. They need to bring that back for nostalgia purposes. I feel like you can make money off an indoor mall now.
Metro North, we would sit on the stairs and eat like our cookie or our pretzel.
There was a movie theater in there.
The little hot air balloons.
Oh yeah. The little common areas where you can go and socialize. Do you think they went away because people started getting more and more antisocial with the socialization of social media? You like how I did that?
I don't know. I think the convenience of a mall is not there.
What do you mean?
It's easier to have storefronts where you park where you want to go.
I hate the outdoor shopping centers.
And then you just
no offense, Zone Wrestling in Kansas City.
I love storefronts.
I like them. I don't know.
It's so much more convenient. And to me, it's just more logical.
I feel like when kids are idiots, because I can only go by when I was a kid and I was an idiot, I just feel like it was more structured idiocy. And so, but kids nowadays in these outdoor malls, like, piss me off.
I don't know.
Plus, it's just, nobody's in a good mood because a lot of times either way too hot or it's way too cold. It's like when you were in the indoor mall, like you could be walking to get ready to watch a movie. Either way, it was all temperature controlled and it smelled amazing. It smelled either like Annie's pretzels or it smelled like cookies from what was the cookie store they'd have in every mall. You know what I'm talking about?
I can only think of Topsies.
Well, Topsies is fine. It smelled like popcorn. Either way, it fucking smelled amazing.
What is the cookie store?
I don't know. I can't remember. Do we have to, crew? If you could remember that, let us know. I'm not going to look it up.
Great Plains Mall.
Great Plains Mall?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever been out to that.
Right?
I have no idea.
I think that's it.
Was that out in Western Kansas?
I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. I could talk about malls all day, honestly.
Yeah.
August.
But let's move on.
No, you're good. I messed up a day. August 10th, I like to do it in order. Oh, the OCD in me is going to drive me crazy. August 10th, the day prior, in 1993, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was sworn in as the Associate Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court.
God, I love her.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
RBG.
Rest
in power. Yeah. And she makes a hell of it. Remember we got Maeve that little RBG t-shirt?
Yes.
That was when she was still alive. We just liked RBG. I like her. I mean, I just feel like she was progressive, but she wasn't crazy left. She wasn't crazy right. I think she was she's just a logical human being that wanted the best for human beings. I guess that's how I looked at it.
She held herself to a standard that you don't see in politics, in my opinion.
But she didn't really a politician. She was a judge. I know there's politics involved around that, but I think you can still get people that tend to want to still do right by people.
Yeah.
Because it's, even though our judicial system's not great either.
She set the bar pretty high.
Yeah. And she had Papa Ron was watching a movie about her the other day that I sat down and enjoyed, and I can't remember the actress that did it. It's a mainstream movie. It was good.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. I wish I would know these things before I get on and talk about them. I just wasn't planning on talking about the movie. But heck of a Supreme Court judge, sadly missed. Rest in power, Queen.
Yeah.
Okay, August 12th, 1994, Major League Baseball players went on strike, leading the cancellation of the World Series for the first time since 1904.
I kind of remember this.
Yeah, I mean, you were 8.
I know,
You should
but
remember. Why wouldn't you remember this? Really? Oh, okay. I remember it because I feel like the Expos were the best team that year, or at least there was a Canadian, or maybe it was Toronto Blue Jays. Either way, there was a Canadian team that was likely going to end up winning it, and I only remember that because they were really good on the Super Nintendo King Griffey Jr. Baseball, and so I was pretty sure that a Canadian team was going to win it because of that. And but yeah, that's actually what drove Michael Jordan back to basketball. Not that he wasn't not planning on going back to basketball, or maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But I think if that strike doesn't happen, if you watch the docuseries, The Last Dance, he probably would have, based on his statistics and everything, he would have made it into he would have made it onto the main roster. And who knows what would have happened? Would he have gone back? Or by the time would he come back, would he have been able to be as impactful? Because it is a completely different type of training you put on your body. And if he would have been doing that for a more extended period of time, would the Bulls have won 3 more titles?
No.
I don't think so either. I agree with you. I don't think so. So thank you to the strike because you brought back several more years, 4, but 3 of them titles. But he still helped him in the middle of a season go into a playoff run. And if he didn't run out of gas, they would have went back to at least the conference championship.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, because they lost in the round beforehand to Orlando. That's when Orlando had Shaquille and Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, see,
which they got the same
stuff that I just don't have a clue on.
They got in back-to-back drafts. You remember Penny Hardaway, though, right?
No.
You don't remember Penny Hardaway? He was in Blue Chips, and he was also in Space Jam. He's the point guard that gets his talent stolen in Space Jam, I'm pretty sure.
Don't they all get their talent stolen in Space Jam?
Yeah, well, just major players. Charles Barkley, some tall white center. No offense, tall white center. We're just boring as a people. I'm trying to remember who else. The New York Knicks center that played Michael Jordan in the national championship when North Carolina won. Oh my God.
I don't know.
How do I not know the name? Oh, that is blasphemy. I'll let it come back to me. Sorry. I'll spend the whole show. I don't know why I want to keep saying Kim Olajuwon because that is not even fucking remotely close. I should know this. I had his jersey when I was a kid because I do like the Knicks. What the fuck?
I don't watch any.
Patrick Ewing. Jesus fucking Christ. Everybody.
Or basketball.
People out there that are NBA fans, I apologize. I have no business not remembering Patrick Ewing. Jesus fuck. So sorry about that. But anyway, yep. Let's get back, since we did have such a popular response to 90s wrestling history. There was a couple gems out there that I felt like were appropriate to bring in. I'm not going to always talk pro wrestling history, so don't think this is going to turn into a marriage podcast that involves wrestling. However, there are some major moments during the 90s that were a part of pop culture that I want to make sure that are truly discussed.
Oh.
One of them is on August 8th, 1996, Hulk Hogan turned into a bad guy for the first time. Well, that's not true. He was a bad guy when he didn't matter. But from the time that he was super popular in the boom of the 80s, because he was responsible for that when WrestleMania 1 happened, coming off his popularity from Rocky 3, he was a big deal. He was a household name. He was on cartoons. He was in cereal. He did his first... He was part of the MTV's Rockin' Wrestling when MTV was starting to become a thing. He was a part of everything in the golden age of wrestling and the boom that happened in the 80s that led through WrestleMania. Okay. He turned bad guy during this time. So two guys.
That's like a big deal.
When you're like an established good guy that's doing Make-A-Wishes and stuff like that.
Like what John Cena is doing now.
Yeah.
Got
yeah.
it.
And he wasn't bad guy for very long. He's just recently gone face again. Because these guys, that's their, I mean, they've raised generations. Huh?
He faced what?
He turned face. There's faces and there's heels.
So a face is good? Mm-hmm. Got it.
Am I saying that right? I don't know what's wrong with me today.
Is John Cena not bad anymore?
Do we have to? I'm going to apologize.
Did I just miss? I feel like yesterday he was like, he went bad and that was like a big deal. Sheamus like.
He did. He was bad for like 3 months.
When did he turn good?
Right before SummerSlam.
I'm very confused.
Yeah, so he's a good guy again. Anyway, It's not something that's a common thing to do when you have an established good guy, okay?
Got it.
It is not at all. Anyway, two guys come from WWF, which was called WWF at the time. I know we call it WWE now, but when it mattered, when it was the most amazing, it was called WWF, World Wrestling Federation. Kevin Nash, who is known as Diesel in the WWF, Scott Hall, who was known as Razor Ramon, they came over to WCW and they were doing a storyline where they were invading, like making it as if WWF was trying to get revenge on WCW as a rise in popularity was happening. And they were called the Outsiders. They had a big tag match. It was supposed to be 3 versus 3 because they alluded there was a third member of the Outsiders. But yet they just showed up for this main event match. The match goes on. It was against... the WCW opponents were Lex Luger, Sting, and Macho Man. You notice I'm not looking at the notes. This is just all from memory. They fought each other, and towards the end of the match, they were, essentially cheated. There was a big spot during that time. Yeah, it's fine. I actually didn't even watch WCW. I watched that pay-per-view because of Diesel and Razor Ramon being in it. I loved them. I did not watch WCW at all. So,
Got it.
Yeah, Eric Bischoff, I apologize. Eric Bischoff,
like
podcast host of 83 Weeks.
I feel like you could probably be like the Wrestling Encyclopedia.
Not at all. And honestly, my knowledge is fairly limited. It's just the shit that I watched when I was a kid. I just have it memorized. But
clearly,
if you ask questions, like there's people out there that know so much more, which is why they have wrestling podcasts.
Yeah. Thank God we don't.
Right. The year prior, though, just so funny, it's funny that we were talking about Mall of America.
Yeah.
That came out in the early 90s. The first ever episode of WCW Monday Nitro, which competed with Monday Night Raw, which created the Monday Night Wars. Highly recommend. It's a great docuseries. It's on Peacock called The Monday Night Wars. It's very interesting. You don't have to be a pro wrestling fan to find it interesting. It's about these two rival companies. One of them was Ted Turner. Obviously, you
watch this a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's background noise.
Fair enough. It is about the two companies going at each other, which was Ted Turner, Vince McMahon, and how they fought each other for ratings supremacy and overall, just being the number one pro wrestling business in the world. And their debut happened at Mall of America, that Monday Night Raw.
Nice.
Or not Monday Night Raw, sorry. Nitro. And that Nitro that's when they started kind of like bringing over WWF talent. And Lex Luger was supposed to be under contract with WWF. It expired. He told WWF he was still negotiating with them and just showed up on WCW Nitro, signed a contract with them. WWF didn't know about it until they saw him on Monday Night TV, which happened to be at Mall of America on Monday Nitro.
There's so many WW things. There's
WCW World Championship Wrestling, WWF World Wrestling Federation.
Got it.
It's not that hard, Emily.
It's a lot.
So everybody, thank you.
The wrestling world is like its own thing, and I am just like...
It has its own spot in pop culture.
I'll pay attention to what Sheamus wants, and then I'm out. I'm
just going to say this right now. I don't think I like the product fine. I really like it more because Seamus likes it. And there's still some people that I watched when I was younger that are still involved in it. So that kind of keeps me a little bit more wanting to stay connected with it. It was nothing like it was, in my opinion, as it was in the 90s.
I mean, even the girls like it. Like Tegan likes that one person. Maeve likes
Rhea Ripley.
Maeve likes the one with the really long hair. I can't.
Bianca Belair.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bianca Blair. Yeah. And there's amazing athletes. It's just the storytelling and the pop culture influence and everything, how it was and how people reacted to it, I think is so much better in the 90s, which is why we're talking about in this wonderful 90s nostalgia. To be possibly named later by a member of the Do We Have To crew. You come up with a good name and we start using it for the segment, we will give you all the credit on the show, on the episode, we start using the name. So again, dowehavето.com, submit an idea for the name, or go and let us know on one of our socials, hashtag 90s nostalgia.
Sounds great.
Yeah. You know what else is Gary?
Getting deep.
Getting deep and getting deep with you, my love.
Yeah.
And we like to play a wonderful game called Let's Get Deep by a company called By Relatable. I don't mind if you guys have to do that name. So if you were going to say, because I want to say it's by you, but you have to put by in your name. It makes it annoying. It's by Relatable. And this is a game that's actually featured on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which is featured on Hulu. It's an original.
They have the friend version. We have the couples version.
Yep. And there's even a sexy time version that Emily has been begging to play with me. And you can use it with hanging out with your friends, having beers, or going on your first date, or somebody you have been on your third marriage contract with. And there's 3 types of cards. There's icebreaker, there's deep, and there's deeper. And today we're going to tackle an icebreaker card. What is that, Emily?
Icebreaker. And our kids did not pick this. We just random draw today. So they're all disappointed.
Yeah, we wanted to stop a Lord of the Flies situation that was starting to erupt with the choosing of the card.
It got serious.
Seamus got the conch shell, though, so everything's fine.
It is, what is your favorite season and why?
It's no brainer, and I
feel like we talked about this a lot.
We didn't. We had another question that somehow we alluded to our love of. Well, for me, alluded to my love of the fall. But you go ahead. You answer first.
So I absolutely love spring.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's my birthday, and Easter is my absolute favorite holiday, and so I really like spring. But it is a very, very close tie to fall.
It can't be a tie. Just your favorite season. You can't do it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I love you so much more than anything in the whole world. Spring fucking blows.
I feel like, okay, well then I think fall has to override.
No. I don't let me sway you. I'm just saying, like, what?
But fall is everything. Fall is.
There's no good holiday in the spring. Yeah.
And it's
Halloween.
Football. I don't like Halloween at all. And
Halloween.
I don't like Halloween. It's.
Yes, everything awesome happens during the fall,
weather,
and then right as soon as
shorts and hoodies.
Yeah, Christmas comes right after fall. I mean, literally, it's winter for like 4 days, and then it's Christmas. So basically, it's another fall holiday. It's amazing. We got
married in September.
Right, all the good shit has happened.
Technically, we got married in summer because we got married before.
I guess a couple of our kids have been born in spring, but that's not going to sway me. I'm sorry. Sorry, Seamus. Sorry, Tegan. Fall, pumpkin spice lattes. Pumpkin muffin. You know, what's funny is you think as much as I like pumpkin spice lattes, I'd like all the other pumpkin bullshit that they put out.
I know.
Because they have everything, Pop-Tarts, fucking cereal, whatever.
No,
I'd hate all of that. Don't like it at all.
Just
a coffee, just a muffin.
Overdid it.
Yep. Coffee and muffin. I'm good. I don't even want a donut. Fuck off, Dunkin Donuts. I don't want it. Yeah, apple donut though, like an apple and a good apple fritter around that time too. It would kill me now. Well, it wouldn't kill me, but it'd make me feel really sick, so it's not worth it. But I will get sick. I'll have my what's called dumping syndrome for you wonderful folks, that anybody who's had gastric bypass surgery. It's not, don't be poo-poo about it, okay? It doesn't mean you're just taking a dump, although that can happen. It is. It's just basically when the sugar dumps into your system, and there's some problematic things that can occur from it. So, yeah, it's not ideal, but it is worth it for a pumpkin muffin.
Yeah. Not for me, though.
So fall, definitely fall for me. I mean, and I love Halloween. By the way, Do We Have To crew, our last episode of this season I don't think we'll release it on Halloween, but it will be the week of Halloween. We have decided that season 1 will end on Halloween. And I feel like we have to garb in costume.
No.
Why not?
No.
something. Could be a corpse,
Ew.
groom and bride.
No.
That would be too cliche for the podcast.
Yeah. No,
Okay, fair
I'm not
enough.
doing
Colin
that.
wouldn't approve of it anyway. Plus, he says I look really fat in
That would
tuxedos.
hinder our contract.
Have you heard what Colin says about me when I wear a tuxedo?
The same thing that everybody wears a tuxedo.
He says it makes
you're
him
pink
nauseous
underneath?
looking at me.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's because he thinks I look fat in it.
Okay. Well.
He likes to say puffy, but I know what that means.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you for everybody for allowing us to get deep. And again, hey, tell us what your favorite season is, right? Go to dowehavето.com, hashtag let's get deep on all of our socials, but you can reach us directly and we will gladly, as long as it's appropriate, give your feedback on air.
Yeah.
But it's got to be good. So make it good. Yeah. Could we be doing this in 4 years?
Sure.
The podcast, maybe, but we'd have to be married. I mean, you can't have a marriage podcast without being married.
Or at least under a contract.
In Benny Bezanet, sorry, he brought up a very interesting point.
What, 50% of marriages end in divorce or something now? So it's like,
It's probably more now.
this is my thing I think we should do. It sounds like a joke, but it actually is real. I think we should do marriage like NBA contracts. It should be like, okay, we got a 4-year deal. Okay? We're going to see if we want to renew after 4 years. If we don't want to renew, you be a free agent, you go off to the Mavs.
Hilarious.
You know? But if you do want to renew, we'll have another little party, we'll invite our friends, and that strengthens us. And because you know your term is coming up, there is a little bit more work you put in. There's a little bit more like, oh, we got to stay focused on this. Oh man, my contract's coming up. But if it's just like, well, it's forever, stop trying. You're like, eh.
He's a comedian, he has a following on YouTube, so we'll be definitely tagging him to this video. So go out and see his content. He's pretty funny. I've watched a few of his shorts. He does all different kinds of comedy, situational sketch, and then just chatting. And he happened to be, I think it was on a podcast episode, he was sitting and talking and he had mentioned
I think so.
that he thought, why don't we just marriages end 50% in divorce? And you guys saw the video earlier. Why don't we have contracts like they do in the NBA?
I just don't know that that's logical. I mean, I get it, but like...
I mean, marriage isn't forever for half the people that do it now. So if it was a thing where
Do you think
you could create an advantage of that, understanding that, hey, this is not working. It seems like the institution of marriage, take out religion and take out politics, which is why I think it won't work. Take those things out. And this is really two individuals in a society that is, you have access to everything. You have the ability to move in and out. Equality's closer than it ever has been. It's not equal, but for men and women, the ability to take care of themselves and have access to resources is as great as it's ever been. Do we, for the sake of improving marriage for the individuals and for the families and kids that they have, do we change the requirements and make it where, hey, you can only be married for 4 years at a time? I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to visit.
No. Or do you think it would... well, I think divorce rates would go through the roof, obviously, because after 4 years, you might not want to be with
Do you
that
think it would
person.
increase it? Because I think as high as it is already, I don't think people find that they stay in marriages just because like it's so hard to get divorced. I don't think that's it. So even if you made it like to where it was a 4-year contract, I don't know if you would necessarily see that. But would there be action taken because you know you're on a timeline? Would you live your marriage differently? I think that's the biggest question.
I think so.
Right?
Because if you cared about the person, you would try harder.
And I think that's where we could say, is this the future of marriage because of this X benefits of it? And I really think where we need to focus in on is, what would it look like for you? And I guess we can only speak to each other.
Yeah.
But I think obviously marriage is a relational thing. Mm-hmm. This is a lot of things. People experience the same things we have. We get a lot of great feedback on the show. People going through the same thing, whether it be the good times, the bad times. I think the biggest thing would be, how would you approach marriage if you knew you were on a 4-year contract with your spouse?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the discussion. So again, and want to make sure the credit is given where it's due. Benny Bezanet is the one who approached this. And obviously this would then, but the problem is, I think our society, meaning U.S. society,
Yeah.
the problem is marriage is used as a political tool. So
Right.
who can get married, how someone can get married, when they can get married, how they should get married, whether it be in a church or you're right, all that thing is so politicized.
Yeah.
I think we're at I think it can be an advantage. I think we're at a complete disadvantage with the way this world is for us. Yeah, it would. I mean, because you're not relating it back to the Bible, because you're saying that it is an institution that is not, you can look at it from a religious standpoint and say, hey, when I get married, I'm just going to completely continue to renew. But foundationally, like how Christians approach it, or how any religion approaches it, really, for the most part, it's a life to death type of thing.
Right.
Politicians use that to control people and get their votes based on how they view marriage.
Yeah.
So right there, I think we're almost dead in the water before it starts. However, let's say we get through all of that. And let's just say from a beneficial standpoint, let's just say we trump it and it's like, fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Signed 4-year marriage contract. Now, what does that look like for you? So, you get this
all that
for 4 years. And if you don't, I don't know. Here's the thing. If you're not doing all the right things, right, your time's going to be done, right? So you can't, I guess, so here's the thing. You're locked in for 4 years.
I don't know that I would invest in another human being the way that I've invested in you.
But I disagree. I think that's the thing, right? So, and here's the thing. Would I be giving the effort, would the effort be different? I think it would be.
I think so.
And I think that's what Biniam, I think he brings that up. He's like, if you know you're on a 4-year timeline, you're going to try harder. And even though we know like you can get a divorce, I think people approach marriage where it is a lifelong thing. So going through a rut, I think everybody's just like, well, that's just part of it. Do you rut as much when you know that, hey, it's more now going to be a performance-based type of thing, whether we renew or not.
Yeah, you probably don't get in a rut as much, or at least not for as long. Like we've been together.
We're going on year 13 of marriage, right?
Yeah.
In September?
Yeah.
So in a month.
But like,
Anniversary special.
No, I'm thinking of like how many, we really only had 1, maybe 2 times where we
almost got divorced.
Once. Yeah.
I mean, like we've seriously almost got divorced. It happened. And we talk about it, by the way. You can go back to our earlier episodes at dowehavето.com. It's cleverly named the time that Emily and Sean almost got divorced and the time Emily and Sean got married.
It wasn't like I wanted that at one point. You wanted it at a different point. So
I never wanted to get divorced from you.
If we were at like a different, if it was like at a contract kind of a level.
Don't lump me into your wanting to get divorced. You wanted to get divorced. I said, if this keeps going this way, I am not going to be happy. And when our obligations to making sure we raise our children, and I'll do everything I can to make sure you're happy during those times is complete, I don't foresee myself staying in this. But that was, I guess that's not me saying I want a divorce. That's me saying we're going down a direction we don't want to be going down.
Right.
For me.
Yeah.
Right. You were like, I don't fucking want you anymore.
I was a little nicer than that.
I don't want you anymore. So, you know what I mean? I guess I should say is you're one step ahead there.
So, I mean, like, it's kind of like we did renew our contract because we did stand in front of
shout out to Benjamin,
our family
who did
and
our renewal.
Friends, and we had your pastor friend.
My pastor, I just said his name, yeah, and he runs a beautiful church down in Florida. I'll tag him on this video.
Yeah, I love Ben. I think
he's great.
He should come back to Kansas
Hell of
City.
Fucking linebacker too. One of the best we ever had at Platte County.
But like we
no
renewed
offense,
our
Uncle Colin.
vows in the church again, and it was just, I mean, we did all of that when we came out on the other side, and I think that was the important part.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just always looked like.
I don't want marriage to be
looked
associating at as like a common law thing.
I like that our faith has enhanced parts of our marriage. I don't like thinking about somebody else dictating. Like, I feel like all the things that we've worked through, it was because you and I worked through them.
Right.
You want to put power, whatever, associated with it, whatever has helped you be a better person, that's great. I personally don't attest our making it through life so far together as a married couple. I don't give that credit to God. No offense, God.
Oh, I totally do.
You give the credit to like what you were able to accomplish that has allowed us to move forward together. You associate that with your faith. I'm faithful. You and I did the work.
We did the work because we had him as our guidepost.
Well, it's where we fundamentally disagree, and that's fine, because we can have. And we're an example. You don't have to be exactly on the exact same page when it comes to religion to be able to have a successful marriage. So we're both Catholic. However, I'd like to think that God puts us here, and then we are doing the work, right? And Emily likes to think that he's magic and he's involved in everything we do.
He's not magic.
There's creation and then there's magic. So
yeah, okay.
And Emily's into Catholic Harry Potter.
Oh my gosh. Oh Lord.
I'm just
but
kidding.
like, what I don't want is the sanctity of marriage to go away. I don't want our
I don't think
child, like our
I think
kids.
the importance of it is, honestly, I'd feel better. Let's talk about kids really quick. Because this is just a general idea, right? We're talking about this. We say it happens.
I would love for our kids to look at marriage the way that we do, and how beautiful it is, and how much of, a commitment it really is. Not just, if this isn't working for me, then I can get out of it whenever I want. Because
that's how it is now. That's how it is now. You could literally get divorced at any time. You can get married and you start the divorce process in this state right away, right? If there's a 4-year contract, you are in it for 4 years. You cannot go and get a divorce. I'm sure you put some clauses in it for if somebody wasn't being was in an unsafe situation, right?
Yeah.
You can account for the abuse and spousal, right? Like all those sorts of things that can happen where it's not safe. You can account for that and you can get that legally removed. However, if it's just I'm not happy with this person, you fuck off. You're not going to weigh down on our resources that we have as a society, which are limited, especially when it comes to court time. Think about all the money we'd save in that fact, right?
But wouldn't that just be common law marriage?
No. I mean, that is, I guess it is. But
so then you wouldn't have weddings.
But then we're talking about, now you're getting into benefits and stuff. You'd still want to have the marriage because you'd want to be able to say, okay, this is my spouse. And not all states adhere to that. As far as common law marriage. So like when you're talking about getting benefits like insurance and stuff like that, that's where it's still a necessity to actually go through the marriage process, have a marriage license or contract. License only is, though, really that's what would happen, is the license would become expired at 4 years unless you decided to renew it. So you'd have to go through the process. It can be a revenue generator too for the state. See, we're figuring fucking shit out here.
Like how you renew your license plates?
Fuck yeah.
I am not going to the fucking DMV.
No, we wouldn't go to the DMV. We would go to where we go to get our marriage license renewed.
That's not any better.
I didn't say it would be efficient. I'm just saying, yeah, you would have a shot in the arm for some revenue because people would be going and you'd have to renew your license every 4 years.
Then we would also have
Lots
to go
of
to the
benefits.
church and stand in front of the priest.
But my point is that you have 4 years where regardless, and because a lot of times people do get divorced really quickly, you'd have to work that out. And what do we tell the kids? We don't tell the kids like, hey, you just have to be married and you have to figure it out. You're going to run into these moments and you've got to really figure out how to work together with the other person. I think that forces that because you can't run during that 4 year period of time. Right. I guess you can go through the motions, but people do that in marriage nowadays anyway.
It should be an automatic renewal so that you can't just.
Oh, well, you could do that. That's not a terrible idea. So, hey, it's on auto renewal unless you say.
You have to get every 4. So, you can't break at year 7.
State of Missouri is going to be taking $50 for your license fee out of your account, and you're on a fresh 4 years unless you, right?
Unless
say,
you do
hey, I don't want to be married.
Then
you got to file paperwork.
And all the hassle.
And then you'd have to allow, I guess one person can file to say, I don't want to continue on. And then there you go. There's your deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody want to comment on this, go to dowehavto.com. Comment on our show here. It'll be available on YouTube, youtube.com/@dowehavto, a marriage podcast. Give us your opinions. Let us know what you think. And we came up with a fun little hashtag for that. And I'm sorry, I'm going to jump ahead and we can continue talking about this, but I want to make sure and say the hashtag right. Jesus Christ. Is there 2 sets of cards here?
No.
Huh? I don't even know where the thing is. I don't remember what we wanted. Hashtag marriage contract, right? Is that what we wanted to use?
I'm
sorry
pretty
about
sure.
that. Yeah. But yeah, no, tell us what you guys think. Comment on our videos. Go to or drop us a line in the dowehavto.com. We'll give your opinions on the show.
What do you do with the kids in that situation? Like,
that would be the one caveat of like figuring out. I mean, you would have to have some sort of like
and
sand in the line agreement of like
you get into during your lifetime.
Oh, you think there should be like, hey, you can only have so many different people as you engage with? It's like a handsmaid. What are you doing over there?
No.
What kind of society are you creating?
Like,
I don't think there would be a limit on the contract.
That goes every 4 years and is like, no.
Goes to a different person?
I'm over this one. Yeah.
But then you're starting to get into like you're controlling people. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I guess it doesn't count like dating and stuff.
I think other than it potentially
this
people.
Is so complicated.
It's not. I think we make it complicated because we tend to overcomplicate everything so we can control everything. When I say we, I mean the 1% of this world. But I think it's pretty simple. Other than in society, potentially people looking down on you because you're taking on a new partner potentially. Because it's not like you leave a contract and then all of a sudden you jump over to somebody else.
No.
You would leave the contract and then who knows how long it would be before you would engage another one or if you ever engage in another one again. I mean, I'm sure there'd be a situation where you fell in love with somebody else and you immediately, whenever you think it looks good, would engage in another contract with somebody else and get married again. But I don't think so.
So the contract would be...
I think this would be a deterrent to 2 things. A quick divorce, when something's not going right, just bailing.
Yeah. Because it would force you.
You're locked in for a period of time. So you would have to, at least if you want to have some sort of semblance of sanity, there's going to likely be, and I'm talking about the majority. There's going to be situations where that doesn't occur, but the majority would probably have to try to figure it out for 4 years, even just getting along, which then again could cultivate having a lifelong relationship eventually. People can fall back in love. It's happened.
Yeah. Well, and it helps personally because if I knew that I was on year 3 of our contract and we were up for renewal, I would be, focusing more on, well, am I happy? Am I going to be happy staying in this? If not, what do I need to do to get there? What do I need to do to, it would have so much more line for communication. And I think communication is one thing where marriages tend to fall. And so I think it would drive communication to go up.
I agree. I think there's the flexibility because it's gonna push you to grow because you have to be your best self because obviously that performance is going to be more general performance in the relationship is going to matter more over a shorter period of time, which is huge. It's going to avoid long-term stagnation because you are going to have to actually revisit things in a major way every 4 years at the least, if not as things are getting closer, it's going to force you to do that. And then it incentivizes being your best self and having a healthy relationship of being able to continue that renewal and not going through that. And you could also make it to where it's a pain in the ass, which it would be a pain in the ass to break the contract, right? Because we even kind of talked about that. Yeah. Put it to where you actually have to go through the process of filing, otherwise it's auto-renewing. Not that we want somebody to stay in an unhappy relationship. That's not the case. But like there's going to be more intentional things happening around it rather than it just being something that just didn't work out.
Yeah, I think you wouldn't have as many couples stay together in an unhealthy relationship for the kids' sake or just because they don't know what to do outside of it.
Yeah. But again, the cons we kind of talked about too, as we were going back and forth, right? It undermines commitment in a sense. It just depends on how you visualize and how you look at commitment. I mean, it is a commitment, and a lot of people, 50% of them in marriage, don't treat it as a lifelong commitment already. So really, does it undermine commitment? But that is potentially something that could be looked at. It can create different anxieties and different pressures that could be negative to the relationship because then all of a sudden you are having performance pressure. Although I feel like when you get married, that's your, in a sense, it's a blessing to you're taking on a pressure that should be a positive thing for you because you do have to perform to help support and take care of another human being that you have determined you want to live with and love. So to me, I don't look at that necessarily as a con, but it could affect an individual or a couple when they weren't expecting to in a negative way.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
could see that.
Yep. And then, just an overall just constant fear of the expiration date. Right? I mean, that's true. True. And then anybody who did it, because I don't think, unless you're going to trump it, like I said, unless you're going to trump it and force it.
Yeah.
Which he would, and I say trumpet because that's the only president I know that would do something like this, or would have the capacity to do something like this. It would be more of an optional thing to engage in it in a certain way, maybe. I don't know. But even if it was, let's play it was, there could be a lot of cultural backlash. Specifically, you have folks honestly, right or left could have problems with this. But I could see it being more of an issue with our folks that are especially more on the extreme on the right, just because of the religious association with it.
I wonder how it would force more of that separation between state and religion.
Yeah, I know. But here's the thing. I think the way we look at it is because now we're revisiting our marriage multiple times. We've had major, should we continue this? We've had 2 times in our life where we've had those conversations. So I'll rope my conversation in as the same thing as yours. We've had a renewal. So to us, we've had essentially, it's funny we said 3 renewals, but we have had 3 major moments where it's we've really reevaluated everything. Both partners have kind of discussed what's working, what's not working, what would be a deal breaker if it continued on in the future. And then we've made a choice to continue and then assume that the others are going to work on the things we've agreed upon. I think we've been doing that. And so our marriage has continued. We're essentially fucking doing that.
Kind of.
Benny, we're living it. So anytime you want to talk to us, we'll let you know how it goes. We don't have an official marriage license contract, but we basically are doing it.
It's on auto renewal.
That is right now. It's on auto renewal. We haven't opted out yet.
No.
So, yeah.
And I am super sorry to tell you, but you don't get the choice to.
But it's never going to happen.
No,
There's too much political turmoil.
Happen.
There's too much of our legal system is a mess. Unless you have a president that just is going to go off and do whatever they want to do and do their own thing. Which, we're starting to see that now. And I don't mean that in a nasty derogatory way. I'm just saying typically you see the political process slows things down and there's a lot of red tape and bureaucracy. I don't know if we'll ever see a president doing some of the things that Trump's doing again, where they are just signing things in the law or trying to push things through from an executive power standpoint. Typically that's been a bottleneck before he's even come into power. And we vote Democrats. And if we get a Democrat in there, that'll go back more to the common fold.
I just think politics shouldn't be inside marriage, but that's just me. It should be it's the most politicized thing there is. Think about what is the platform? What is one of the most platforms people will vote on? It's either you make sure that you are incorporating LGBTQ rights and allowing anybody to marry anybody, or you're not. And it is more of a Christian foundational type of sacrament, right? Essentially, we tend to go, you and I politically, we say, hey, you're a man and a man. You want to get married, you get married. I don't think God's concerned about that. Same thing, woman, whatever, right? It doesn't matter. For us, it doesn't matter. But politicians use that to incite people and then also to garner votes, because instead of making sure they're on the hook for actually taking care of people in this world, if they speak out against gay marriage, for some reason, they're good to vote for, Yeah.
And so it'll never work. I don't think so. I hope I'm wrong. I think this would be a beneficial thing.
An actual trend.
You hope it doesn't?
Yeah.
See, I think we, number one, I would have no issues doing that with you. Number two, I think it really could benefit a lot of people. Because I think it's thinking more along the line of focus of how are 2 people in relationships in this society. I think it really approaches to that as opposed to all those other things that actually don't matter.
Then don't ever enter the contract.
What?
I would assume more people would just choose not to enter into
a contract.
and
but then
they would just be
right
in a relationship without the contractual benefit.
Absolutely. But if you want your tax break and if you want your benefits to go together, then you do that process.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying it's again, I think it could be a really beneficial thing. I don't think it's a crazy idea. I just think we're not evolved enough as a society to remove the things that don't matter and to simplistically say, does this really benefit people, by breaking down the pros or cons in a logical, non-leftist or rightist way, and then map out for how it can benefit the majority of the people. You're not going to be able to benefit everybody, but the majority of the citizens in this country would get benefit of it. That's how you do it. It will never happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have to, crew? Do you let us know if you think you would ever enter into this kind of a contract?
Yeah. And do you think in your lifetime you would just continue renewing it, or do you think you'd be one of those people like, hey, I really do want to be committed to this person. I want to take care of them for 4 years. Like, how do you look at it? I mean, because it could be looked at in so many different ways, not just the way Emily and I talk about it. We're just basing everything off our marriage. DoWeHaveTo.com. YouTube.com/@DoWeHaveTo, a marriage podcast, and our socials, which Emily will be touching on here momentarily. Yeah. I don't know.
I kind of feel like essentially we're doing it.
I think so too. I really do. I mean, I'm ready to sign another contract with you here in a few years. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how you perform. You still got a few years left on your contract. You're aging.
I need to.
I'm kidding.
Goodness.
I am totally kidding.
We need to.
I was talking about like sports, NFL.
Yeah.
That's all I was talking about.
Yeah.
In the NFL, you're 29. You're really at the end of your rope as a running back. So.
Wow. Damn.
There's some people going to be so unhinged about that comment.
I'm sure they will.
I hope
careless.
I hope Opus Glitz does not clip that into a clip, because
it was pretty funny.
people will fucking fly off the handle about it.
No, it's pretty funny.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I would like to think that I am aging gracefully.
You look beautiful. I'm not doing anywhere near what you're doing, but I will say we are both getting older, so maybe you want to trade me in for a new model.
Gosh, no.
A nice cabana boy.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah. Or a girl.
I'm
Who knows?
still
Maybe
very
one
much
tries.
on the mindset.
Here's the thing.
If this was ever a thing after 4 years, if it didn't continue, I would probably be one of those people that never enters into another one. Like,
That's fair.
I do not ever want to be married again after us.
Yeah.
Like, I only want to be married to you.
Yeah. Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. And
would you enter into another contract without me?
In this hypothetical world, no. Who I am now as a person, no. If we would have been married, say we did the contract and we opted out of it the first 4 years, yeah, I probably would have. Now, who I am, how I've grown as a human being, absolutely. But I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't done my second renewal with you. I wouldn't even be who I am now.
Yeah. Well, same.
Yeah, absolutely. And where, Emily, can we get access to all the Do We Have To content outside of our website and our YouTube channel? Where else are we on the wonderful world of social media bringing you regular shorts and regular information on the show?
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads at do.we.have.to. You can find us on X at Do We Have To Pod and TikTok at Do We Have To A Marriage Pod. You can also follow us on Peloton. We don't have the lineup this week.
I will say, so to be transparent with the Do We Have To crew, our daughter Tegan broke our iPad.
She sure did.
I use our iPad frequently for the show, especially to pull up the Peloton app, because I'm recording on our wonderful iPhone. So is Emily, and that's where the Peloton app is.
Yep.
I will say, Peloton, a couple things for rooms of improvement. On the desktop version of your app, it's the Teams stuff. You guys don't do a good job giving us that information. It is very difficult to get, so I can't just grab it off the desktop. Do better there, please. If you're going to have a team function, if you want us all using it, if you want me to bring people, the Do We Have To crew to the table for you, fix that, and also fix your fucking GPS thing that you do when you track running. I have ran 3-4 miles a clip at the Y, and because I'm running in a circle, you motherfuckers act like I'm only running a quarter of a mile. Don't like it. But I will tell you the top three for last week, and we actually exercised 212 hours. Top three for last week was Krabby Cakes, number one.
Of course.
Our wonderful London runner who was training for the Chicago Marathon, and that's very clear that she is still in marathon mode. And Barbie Gal out of Kansas City, second place, and her regular top three finisher, and then myself.
Nice.
And we will, I promise, we'll figure this out I will get to top 20 on next week's show. But in the meantime, definitely join our team. Do We Have To crew. Add myself. Emily just gave you our handles. And
Well, no, I didn't.
join our team and work out with us. We have challenges every month. And
You
Emily,
can
go ahead.
follow-
Give them you. Sorry.
You can follow Sean at Do We Have To Pod Casey, and you can follow me at Emily_in_Casey.
Sometimes I talk over Emily and I don't mean to. And the
It's
Do We
all
Have To
good.
crew lets me know. And this might be something that comes up on our next contract renewal.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Amendments and stipulations.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, final thoughts for today's show, folks. I mean, if we think about it, there's no reason we have to wait for the world to completely change and there be something to incentivize you to be a better partner, meaning you're really more focused on how you can improve and how you can be better every day in your marriage. You don't need to be up against a contract. However, you could always treat it that way. And we've talked about it multiple times on the show, weekly check-ins, monthly check-ins, annual check-ins. They're not silly to do. No. And really to gauge where you are at with your partner is a really important thing. And continually learning and growing with them is going to be the key to your marriage and the key to your regular renewal of your contract of love.
Go back to those mission statements we created.
Yes. Signify, clarify who you are, where you want to be, where you want to go, and make sure your partner's aware of that so they can support you in that. Make sure you understand that about them and constantly work and grow together. We don't need a marriage contract or a stipulation to do that, but it could help. Trump, get it done.
No, please, no. We don't need to give him any ideas.
Yeah, no.
He has enough on his own.
Yeah, I feel like because I said Trump multiple times in the show, people are going to be like, he's a fucking Trumper.
Sure is
But
not.
no, not.
No.
But that's our president, guys. So, hey, if somebody's going to make this altering change and get us a marriage contract, it's going to be the Trumpster. Yeah. To the Do We Have To crew, we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. We will be back next week's show.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. Emily and I have been tossing around, potentially talking about this big Taylor Swift podcast episode that is happening on New Heights. So little teaser, potential. We still got to watch it.
Because it's not on until...
But I highly recommend get out there and watch it. I think it's available today, the day we're recording.
Oh.
So, yeah. I'm sure the internet is losing its mind.
Album comes out in
let it out.
October.
Let it come out for a couple days, then we can throw our episode out there so somebody will actually watch it.
Gosh.
Yep.
I'm
Have a
so
wonderful
excited.
day.
I love Taylor.
Do your best. Don't be an asshole. Love you, Rosebud.
Wake up, I'm about to shake up every little thing, show you all that we can be. Come dance in my club.